we did a video and I was looking at the comments of it. The video was about women dating down, and essentially the lady, she's successful, already has the financial side of things taken care of, and she's pretty much looking for a man that has good values and, you know, she can go, good character, can come home to, so on and so forth. And a lot of people refer to that as dating down. But what I wanted to bring up today to you all, and what we're going to talk about is there hypocrisy when it comes to dating in the sense of what people call dating down? Like, is it dating down when a woman looks for a man that, or will take a man essentially that doesn't have the same financial situation or success?
Yeah, I'm going to say, it's definitely looked very differently with men and women. So with a woman, like in the video example we had, and a lot of people had a lot to say about it, that she was dating down, like if she was with someone who wasn't, say, as educated, and basically they don't got the money like she got, right? They may make this much money, but she got a lot of money, and so in that relationship, they feel like she's going to be basically taking care of him.
Yeah.
Right? She was saying she don't care if he drives the trolley, things like that, right? So she don't care if he don't got money like that, but if he's a good person, all the things. People like, no, women should not date down. She's settling all the things. But here's what I will say. Men, when they look at dating down for a woman, I think it's completely different. I don't even think it's solely based on her financial income or even education. I think a man would think that he's dated down if her looks are not up to par like he would like, and if she has a child, if he has none, or many children, if he has none. I think a lot of men look at that as dating down, not even thinking about the income. Because they're like, well, first of all, she got all these kids, so what does that mean? Who all she's been with, right? They think you dating down, you taking a chance on her, and she could have been out here in these streets. And then the looks, they like, it got to be somebody who look good on my arm. Like, if you help me look good, then it don't even matter. We can work. And I don't even think the money come into play. What do you think about that?
That's interesting. That's a real interesting perspective. Yeah, because when I was thinking about it, so let's go a few steps back. So hypocrisy when it comes to dating down. To say it's hypocrisy would mean that dating down means the exact same thing for both. And it's only that. And that men look for the exact same thing, or I'm sorry, women look for the exact same things as men when they're looking for a partner. And to some degree it's true, but in other ways it's not. And one of the points you made was generally women are looking for a man that can be a provider.
Yes.
So that's one aspect. Men are looking for, more often than not, someone who is a nurturer, someone that they can look at. One, I would hope, obviously we understand surface level things like attraction and things like that.
Yeah.
Let's say we grant those just for the time being, but they're usually looking for someone that could be a good nurturer, someone that matches their values, that there's compatibility in all those aspects. Someone that can have children, all of that on the most general level. So there's slight differences when you start to talk about men and women. So when we say like dating down hypocrisy, it can't necessarily be hypocrisy if both are looking for different things out of what they're looking for. So, and that's what I think you did a good job of highlighting, and I hadn't necessarily considered, which is men, if a woman, so in the case of the woman in the video, she is not looking for a provider necessarily. If the man has the means to provide, she would be happy with that, but it's not her go-to because she feels that most of her needs are met. Probably the biggest thing is some type of protection, not being a home alone. So probably protection.
As far as characteristics, I think she would still be looking for a provider. Right?
Sure.
But not what's in his pocket.
That's not the end all be all for being a provider.
Yeah.
Because she didn't say jobless. No one wants a jobless man unless there's such a reversal of roles to where he is the stay-at-home parent, he is that, all of those things. That's quite the reversal. And so, but going to the point of what you said, I do think that men, if you look at what dating down would be to a man, I do think you're right. Them getting with a woman that already has children. So you're not starting a family. Someone else has already kind of got that ball rolling in that regard. And you're basically bringing together a new family that you're including yourself into. Presumably, maybe you'll have more children with her, so on and so forth. So you're right. That's not always the case. Now, that's not to say that women don't get into relationships with men that have children already. those dynamics even function differently because not all men have custody of their children to begin with. So they're not even with their child day to day. They might have weekends or some arrangement of visitation. So even that functions different. So the nuance matters, I think, in this conversation. Ultimately, what we would argue is because those things are so different, the mentality of dating down, I think, is very unhelpful. And I think it does not benefit most people when they're talking about it, because I don't think we look at something as dating down. I don't think it's healthy to look at someone who you look at and see their values, see their character, see their looks, all of the combination of these things, and then have such a negative outlook like, oh man, but they don't make as much as I do, so that'd be dating down. Like, I don't think everybody operates that way. I don't think it's healthy that what the person had in their pocket is what made you interested in them. Now, obviously, it's a spectrum. If you know that they're on the street, they're homeless and things like that, then yeah, what they have in their pocket in some way does play a role. But I'm saying among reasonable parts of the conversation, that is kind of a scary thing. If the woman, the first thing she cares about is what you have in your pocket. There was I think it was an NBA player or athlete where he took out on a date, and I think he saw her phone and she was looking at how much the so-and-so make or something like that. And he saw, like, ridiculous. Like, it does get to a certain point where, like, you know, if that's the first thing you're thinking about, that's a red flag. And I think conversely, I do think that there are some red flags as well when it comes to, like, men's interests. If all a man cares about is how a woman looks, like, he couldn't care less about her character. He couldn't care less about her attitude or her whatever, blah, 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 blah. Education is just like, she thick, or like, she a 10 and all that stuff. I do think that there is, that's not the most helpful thing. And I get it. It's good to be liked and for someone to be attracted to you. But if that's the main thing, that's the main point that matters to that man, I think that's kind of scary and kind of creepy, is that all that person cares about is how you look. And they're just so addicted to that. Nothing else you bring to the table. Yeah.
Because when y'all together, you're not just going to be looking at each other. You're going to have to communicate and talk. You may not like the way that person communicates. So I don't care how good they look. If what's coming out their mouth is disrespectful, that's going to be a huge issue for a lot of men already.
No, I think everything you said is good.
Yeah.
So bottom line, no, it's not clear that there is hypocrisy when it comes to dating down. Dating down is a kind of toxic idea to begin with. I think the only accurate use of dating down is someone is just such a poor person for a person. Like, they're so, not because of how much money they make necessarily, but it's more so how they carry themselves, how they live their life, what values they have. That's what's real dating down is.
I think it would be better to just say, no, this person is not a good fit for me.
Yeah.
They gonna not be dating down if they're with the right person, but for you in particular where you are, no, it's not a good fit.
Yep, I love that. All right, we would love to know what you all think, so make sure you leave a comment below. And before you head out, hit that thumbs up, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos.